Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have my Week 12 MLB Power Rankings. So, going over last week's rankings and what those teams did over the past week, and then you guys will get to see my updated Week 12 rankings. So, number 10 was the San Francisco Giants. Over the past week, they had a pretty bad week going 2-5. They won one game against the Braves in a 4-game series, and then won one game against the Reds in a 3-game set. So the Giants will definitely fall out of the top 10 after a disappointing week. 9 was the Twins. They went 3-3 in their past week. They won 2 of 3 against the Rockies, and won 1 of 3 against the Guardians. 8 was the Cardinals. They went 3-4 in the past week, split a 4-game series against the Brewers, and took 1 of 3 against the Reds. 7 was the Blue Jays. They went 2-4 in the past week, taking 1 of 3 against each of the White Sox and Brewers. 6 was the Braves. They went 4-3 with some good quality wins over the Dodgers and Giants. They took 3 of 4 against the Giants and 1 of 3 against the Dodgers. 5 was the Padres. They went 4-3 over the past week. They swept the Diamondbacks to begin the week, before losing 3 of 4 against the Phillies. 4 was the Dodgers. They had a great week going 5-1 with the sweep of the Reds, and then winning 2 of 3 against the Braves. 3 was the Astros. They were playing the two best teams in baseball, the two New York teams, the Yankees and Mets. They swept the Mets in a 2-game series before splitting a 4-game series against the Yankees. 2 was the Mets. 2-3 this week, 2 wins against the Marlins, and then a loss against the Marlins and 2 losses against Houston. And 1 was the Yankees. They continue to be the best team in baseball, going 4-3. So my Week 12 rankings, or this week's rankings. Number 10 is Twins. They're slightly ahead of the Cardinals, who are the first team out at 11. 9 is the Rays. So I thought about putting the Rays at 11 and keeping the Cardinals in, but I decided to put the Rays in after going 4-2 in the past week, having them jump into the top 10. 8 is the Brewers, another team jumping in. They had fallen out after going a stretch where they lost several games in a row, but they've gotten back to their winning ways, and they're back in the top 10 at number 8. 7 is the Red Sox, another newcomer on this list. So they've overcame their bad start to the season and are now a top 10 team. They didn't lose a game over the past week and won a perfect 6-0 with a 3-game sweep with the Tigers and Guardians. 6 is the Braves. They could definitely be a top 5 team. I just think they're just slightly behind the teams I have in the top 5. 5 is the Padres. They stay at 5. They do have a big series against the Dodgers coming up. 4 is the Dodgers. So I do think they had a good enough week to move up, but I'm going to keep them at 4. You'll see my thought process behind that in a second. 3 is the Astros. They could definitely be number 2 after beating the Mets in both games and no-hitting the Yankees for 16 straight innings. 2 is the Mets. They are going to get Max Scherzer back somewhat soon, as he's nearing the end of his rehab assignment. So my thought process on numbers 2 through 4. I think it could be 3 different scenarios. You could have Mets 2, Astros 3, and Dodgers 4 like I have it. Or you could go Astros 2 because they had such a great week, no-hitting the Yankees for 16 innings and defeating the Mets twice in both their meetings. 3 Mets and 4 Dodgers. Or you could have 2 Astros, 3 Dodgers, 4 Mets. And I don't think the Mets were bad enough to drop them all the way to 4. So I'm going to keep the top 4 the same as they were the past week. But let me know in the comments which one of those combinations in 2 through 4 you prefer. And I think we can all agree, number 1 is the Yankees. They're the clear best team in baseball. And they've just been really good, consistently winning. Best team in baseball. So the Yankees are atop my Week 12 MLB Power Rankings, as they've been atop my MLB Power Rankings for several weeks in a row now. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you agree, disagree, and why. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.